All right, so let's start with the big story that we are tracking on WION at this hour. Amidst the heightened tensions with China after the visit of the American House Speaker Nancy Pelosi to the self-governed island, another high-level U.S. delegation has now arrived in Taiwan in an effort to further boost cooperation between Washington and Taipei. The delegation is led by the Indiana Governor Eric Holcomb, and this is the latest high-profile American official's visit to the island. The delegation met with Taiwan's President Tsai Ing-wen as part of the visit. During the meeting, the President Tsai Ing-wen directly referenced to Beijing's military drills and called for all like-minded nations to come forth and support Taiwan. She further added that Taiwan and the United States are key security allies in the Indo-Pacific and that democratic allies must stand together.
台湾也面临中国在台湾海的周边的军事威胁。此时此刻，我们民主阵线的盟友更要团结起来，加强各个领域的合作。
Meanwhile, Indiana governor has vowed to provide support to boost the ties between the both sides.
Because we share so many common values and interests and goals, there are more opportunities ahead of us than I think there ever have been before for us to continue to strengthen and cultivate and nurture this relationship as our economies grow and grow together.
Now, the U.S. delegation arrived in Taiwan on Sunday, kicking off a string of foreign visits that defied China's increasing attempts to deter West from engaging with Taipei. The visit is part of an economic development trip that will also include a stopover in South Korea. Now, Holcomb would also meet with representatives from the Taiwanese semiconductor companies later in the day today and is expected to sign various trade and technology memorandums of understanding. Now, Taiwan is home to the world's largest contact chip maker, and there's been no immediate response from China on the visit so far. Meanwhile, a bipartisan group of Japanese lawmakers led by Keiji Furuya of the ruling Liberal Democratic Party will also be visiting Taipei later in the day today. The Japanese officials will be in Taiwan till the 24th of August and will be meeting with President Tsai Ing-wen to discuss China's growing aggression and island's improving defense mechanisms with the United States. Now, all of these developments have come as China continues to conduct military drills around Taiwan. China, which claims the democratically governed Taiwan as its own territory, has been carrying out war games around Taiwan ever since the American House Speaker Nancy Pelosi made her very controversial two-day visit to Taiwan earlier in the month. On Sunday, Taiwan's defense ministry said that it had detected at least about 12 aircrafts and 5 ships from China's PLA near its territories. Now, Beijing has not ruled out taking over the island by military force if needed. And China has vowed zero tolerance for what it describes as separatist activities in Taiwan and has reaffirmed that it can go to any extent to take control of the region. So this, of course, is what is unfolding in Taiwan today. Remember, an American delegation is in Taiwan, and on the back of this, we also expect other delegations as well, which will be visiting Taiwan, principally from Japan and also from Canada. All right, now to give us more insights in terms of what, of course, is expected to happen as a part of these delegation visits, we are being joined by Tisanka Siripala, who is joining us live from Tokyo at this point of time. Now, Tisanka, this of course is a visit by the Japanese delegation that we expect is of course likely to come about at a time of very high tensions over the issue of delegation visits to Taiwan, principally from the United States, and now Japan also would want to send a delegation to Taiwan. How is Japan looking at the tensions that are unfolding over Taiwan?
Yes, so Japan is facing a very precarious security situation. It is facing increased aggression from China. And what we're seeing is that Japan and South Korea seem to be edging closer together. They have got a very complicated wartime imperial past, and they seem to be coordinating training and coordinating military drills in an effort or a signal to China that they are forging stronger ties in light of these threats. So what we're seeing is that since US Nancy Pelosi's visit to Taiwan earlier this month, Japan has been caught in the crossfire, and it has been facing, it actually suspects that at least 5 ballistic missiles from China landed in its exclusive economic zone. And so this is the first time that China has launched such an aggressive attack. And so Japan is now accelerating its plans to boost its national defense, and it is preparing a new defense strategy and a new national security strategy. So currently, Japan's defense is capped at 1% of GDP, and it aims to double this to 2% of GDP. And this is quite a significant figure because Japan is the world's third largest economy.
Absolutely. Now, Tasanka, the fact is, looking at what is unfolding in the Taiwan Strait, many people are looking at, is the United States, by sending these delegations one after another, ratcheting up the tensions over Taiwan with China. Now, with Japan also deciding to send a delegation of its own, that means that Japan also is getting sucked up into this entire crisis that is unfolding in Taiwan. Is Japan willing to get, in some kind of a confrontation with China by backing the American policy of sending in delegation after delegation to Taiwan?
Yes, so Prime Minister Fumio Kishida is under increasing pressure to take a hardline stance towards China, and over the years, Japan has been showing more support of Taiwan's autonomy and democracy. So we're seeing 2 lawmakers potentially touching down in Taiwan sometime next week. That hasn't been confirmed, I don't think, but this is infuriating China, and it is very complicated because only last week Japan and China pledged to cooperate and improve communication, but we also see Japan refusing to back down on its support of Taiwan.
Right. Absolutely, indeed. Thank you very much indeed, Tasanka Siripala, for joining us from Tokyo and getting us all those insights. This, of course, is a story that we'll continue to track. And it appears with the Japanese delegation now all set to visit Taiwan, this crisis is only likely to escalate further from here. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.